Alfonso again. We are continuing with our Angular review, and we are now getting into some forms, template-driven forms. All right, let's dive into it with our friend from Free Code Camp. Let's get him nice and set here on the screen. Where is he at? Where is he at? There he is. Okay, here we go. All right, let's dive in.
The dynamic routes, and let's move ahead. So before we go ahead and utilize more services related to routing or more functionality related to routing, we are going to have some more views. And for that, what we are going to do is we are going to jump right now on into forms. So what we will do is we will create some views using forms, and we will combine both together. I mean forms plus routing, so we get a complete picture how our application looks like. So we are going to start with template driven forms. So let me tell you this first. Angular has two types of forms: template driven forms, and it also has reactive forms. For me personally, I prefer reactive forms, but it's not like they one is one is bad, one is good. It's not like that. They both are powerful. It's just on based on your use case, what you prefer, or based on what flavor you prefer, right? So we will go through both. We will create forms using template driven forms as well as reactive forms, and you can choose while working on your application which suits your team, which suits your application. So let's start with template driven forms first. So what the agenda is, we will set up template driven forms. We will see how we can add validation. We'll see how we can submit and reset forms. We will see some examples. If you remember, we saw pipes and we saw directives. So here we will see how we can use custom or how we can write a custom pipe, how we can write a custom validator, and how we can also write a custom directive. So validator part, it's related to forms, how we can validate forms. So let's see, and let's go ahead and see how we can actually set up a template driven form and how we can create our first template driven form. But what we will create, so remember we performed some CRUD operation, right? And we took an example of adding a room. So let's do that. Let's create a template driven form for adding a room. So first thing, we already have some functionality available. So let's close all this.
Okay, wait, that was neat. Yeah, close out, close out, close out. Why did you do that? Wait, go back.
Rooms. Let's
Never.
close all this.
Interesting.
Functionality available. So
Do that again. Do
let's
that
close
again.
all this.
Interesting. Quack. Okay, I like that. All right, next. Simple things make me happy
Rooms.
sometimes.
We have rooms list, and if you remember, we had this add button somewhere, add room. So what we need to do is we need to take this add room functionality out and put it in a different component. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it as a new component. So let's say open an integrate terminal. And here we'll say nggc, and let's call it as rooms add. Right? So it will be used to add a new room. That's what we are planning. We are trying to.
Okay. Wait, let's get my dual screen thing going on here. All right. And yeah, let's see. ng generate component rooms add. So we're going to move some stuff around here in the code, huh? Let's see. Oh, wait. Got to make sure we're in the right spot. First we got to navigate to oh, wait, really? Wait, am I in the SR? Oh, SRC first. I should know that. Oh my god. There we go. Okay. Now let's generate a component called call them rooms add. I'm gonna add rooms, but okay. All right, and let's rock 'em sock 'em. There we go.
And let's see. So we got our component, and let's go to the slides, right?
Hang on. So rooms add component. We're gonna bring that up. Let's go to add component. Okay.
Let's go to the slides and let's see what are the steps which needs to be performed. So first we have to add forms module to module, and then we have template driven forms. So that's next step. So how we'll create the forms, we'll come back to this. First let's do the first step. So first import forms module to module. Right now we have one module, so let's go ahead and add this to this module and into imports array, as it's a module, remember. And let's format with prettier and add.
All right, so here's where we add our modules. Okay. Okay, since that legit analogy, the package JSON of the Angular side of the app. I don't know. Let's see. So, all right, where are we going? So my rooms component. Oh, it looks like you got a whole bunch of wait. Oh no, down here. All right, so let's go back
Add
up. Go back.
as it's this to this module and into imports array. As it's a module, remember.
Wait. Are you modifying that? Hang on. App module. Add rooms. Add component. Wait, what are you doing here?
This module and into imports array. As it's a module, remember.
I didn't catch that. Did he just copy paste that into that spot? App routing module room. Wait. Rooms booking component. Okay. Wait, what are you doing
This module
here? Hang on. Pop that back on.
and into
App routing module HTTP client.
imports array. As it's a module.
App routing HTTP client. No, he just
remember. And let's format with prettier.
What are you doing, bud? Hang on. Where are you? App module. Okay, great. Close all those out. Providers. Okay, there's providers. Providers down here. App routing module. It hasn't done anything but reorganized everything in Prettier. What was he selecting before? Was that just wait, the copy and paste that? Wait. App routing module. Okay, wait. There's app routing module. There's the client module. I don't know what he's doing.
And add.
Oh, here we're finally adding something. Okay.
Forms module.
What was the deal with selecting the other stuff before? That was disorienting. Forms module. That's all I gotta do. Okay.
And it is auto imported for me. So from Angular/forms, and this is what we wanted to do. Now let's go ahead and
Let's double check that. Yes, great. Okay.
create our form. So to create our forms, we will be using HTML forms. So we will be writing HTML form. You don't have to do something extra here. I mean, if you know HTML, you know how to create a form in HTML. That's what is needed to create a form in template-driven forms. So let's first see what are the values which is required to add a room. And for that, we already have this add room functionality. So we need room type, we need amenities, we need price, we need photos, and check-in time, checkout time, rating, right? So these are the things which we need. So let's go ahead and add a form for this. So I'm going to add form, right? So this is, sorry, not from, form, right? So this is how we create a HTML form. Nothing fancy here. And let's add some divs. Let's see how many fields we had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'll add 7 divs. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I will add one more for submit button. So 8. That's it. And
Yeah.
now
There's a way to do this
here,
with
I'm going to use some Bootstrap classes. So Bootstrap has something called.
be quiet. Wasn't there was a way to do this. There we go. All right.
Form group.
Okay, so tossing everybody into. Okay, so this one is. Form group? How do you spell it? With the dash?
So
Without
let's
a
use
dash?
form
With the dash.
group.
Okay.
So for all the divs, we can use form group. What it will do, it will just add some space. So that's what it is going to do.
All right. Copy. There's a way to do this with
Except the last one, because that will be our submit button. So that we already gap. So form group, and now we need controls. We need our controls to be added. So let's go ahead and do that. So we have room type. So I'll say input, and we have to say type. So input type will be text, and name. Let's give a name, which will be what, room type. And here we are going to use a class of type form control. And let's format the document. So what?
wait. Class. Wait. Type text. Oh, class. Form control. Okay. Class. Form control.
What we will do is we will create a route for adding a room, and let's go ahead and do that here. So here.
Oh wait, there's a little bit of structure he did there. Wait, 1, 2. Does that matter? Are we doing form group 1, 2, 3? Oh, we're doing. Are we doing another thing like that? Are we doing this? Is that what's happening here? Let's see. We'll do. Oops, div dot form group. We just 2 more like that. Is that the deal? Okay. All right.
For adding a room, and let's go ahead and do that here. So here I'll just add.
Wait. Go do that here. What is here? App routing module. Okay, so we're going to the routing module. Wait, back that up. Talk about that again.
And let's format the document. So what we will do is we will create a route for adding a room, and let's go ahead and do that here. So here I'll just add.
Okay, so yeah, all right. I'll put it after that, but whatever.
Path. We'll say it's rooms / add, and component is rooms add component.
Okay.
And once done here, we need to
stop. Let's go here. All right. So rooms add, create a new route. And let's say you're going to go to a component, which is going to be our rooms add component, right? Yeah, rooms add component. Okay. Okay, rooms add component, blah, 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 blah. All right. Yep. Okay.
To add this into our routes, our navigation bar. So let's go to nav bar, go to HTML.
All right. Go to our nav bar. Okay, there it is. My HTML. All right, great.
And here we will add outer link to rooms/add. And
Okay, groovy. We'll say, let's see. Can I yank that? Okay, great. Let's get rid of that space. All right, so let's go over here and we'll say the router link is going to play but to rooms add. Okay, and we will say no, it's just
we'll say add
or just customer
room.
add room. Okay. No way, customer level. All right, add room. Okay, groovy.
Let's verify this functionality first. Let's say add room, and we have this input text available here. So
All right, let's go check that out as well. Oh, really? I didn't have the other one open? Wait, I thought I had the other one open too. Okay. So hang in there for a moment as I go solve this problem. Let's get that over here. I had the other window open. Okay, my friend. Yeah, but we started the app. So what? Oh, that's right. Okay. Um, hold on. Let's see. Nope. Like that. Let's see. We want this. That's what I want. Yes, that's what I want. Okay. There we go. There they are. All right. And in the right spot. Okay. Well, I don't want that all over here. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's go back to here. And that's where we want. All right. Groovy. Okay. Whole lot of weird navigation there for a moment, but we got things up and going again. All right. So, what am I looking for? We're testing the functionality of add room, right? So nice. Add room. Should probably inspect console. There we go. Resource service probably status 44 not found. Rooms 1. Okay, so let's go back here.
first step is done. We added a forms.
Wait,
Let's say
go
add.
back, go back. Yeah.
Let's verify this functionality
That
first.
should be in the nav. Oh, yeah. That's in the nav. My bad, wrong one. So not there. There. That's what we want. Okay. All right, groovy. Okay.
Say add room, and we have this input text available here. So first step is done. We added a forms module. We just created an input field. We added a route. That's it. And now let's complete our form. So let's go to rooms/add, and let's add the other inputs.
Mm-hmm. right, we're doing inputs all around, huh? All right.
Now, before we actually move ahead and talk more about forms, why we create forms? Remember, in case you have an enterprise application, there will be some use cases where you have to collect user input. So that's the reason you will be using forms mostly. For example, let's say you have some filters which you need to show. You need to collect some user input in forms of feedbacks. You need to collect user profile information. That these are some cases where you may need forms. It's not mandatory, right? You can still have an entire application without forms. What are the use cases? Like the applications where you just need to display the data. For example, you have internal revenue system, and so what you will end up with some charts and all those things, but still you may need some filters as well. So that those are the scenarios where you will be using forms. And let's move now, and let's add other controls. So I'll say this is, and we can add
Shit,
one
all
more thing.
these.
We can add placeholder so we know what we are supposed to enter, right? So I'll say this is room type, and let's see. So you have nice uh, placeholder available here. So it depends. So a lot of applications uses label, but a lot of mobile first applications does not use label. They use placeholder. So it's up to uh, your design system how you want to proceed with it. So, and what we will do is, let's see if I can add. Okay, let's take CSS later, and let's see what else we have here. Amenities, prices, photos. So amenities. So it will be, let's say this will be text as well. And this will be amenities, and placeholder will be just add amenities. Let's add to.
Right, now we do all the individuals here. Oh, price, photos. Okay, right now. It's right. We put them.
Here, so I can just refer quickly.
Right.
So I'll say this is input type. This is price. So I have to say type is number. Price. I'll say this is placeholder. Room price per night. So because most of the prices are per night, then we have photos, and this should be text and placeholder photos, and we can say provide link, right? So this is done, and we need check-in and check-out time. So this is date time, right? So we can actually use date time, and let's say check-in time and placeholder, because all the hotels actually have a check-in check-out policy, right? So you have to check in by 3. I mean, it can be part of policy, but let's try to keep it minimum. So I'll say this is check-in time and check-out time, and this will be date time as well. And I'll say this is placeholder, and this say check-out time, and this is rating. So it will be again number, rating, and then placeholder. I'll say rating. You can in future actually replace this with some rating component in case you come across some component library which has rating system or rating component. You can use it. And
Wait. Go back. We do that. All right, let's do this. And wait, switch over. See me. Yeah, let's see. So we got that. And who's the next one after photos? Daytime. After daytime. Text. Daytime. Okay. Daytime. Checkout. Checkout time. Oh, check-in time? Checkout time. Oh, check. Okay, excuse me. Check-in time. All right, we'll do thing, placeholder. Check-in time. And we'll go down here for, again, date time. Date time. Date time. Checkout time. Checkout time. Mm-hmm. Placeholder. Checkout time. Check out. Oops. Checkout time. All right. Great. Great. Checkout time. Check-in time. Checkout time. And we got one more. We got one more. We got a rating. Did I miss somebody earlier? No, I didn't. We got one more. All right. Rating. Okay. So let's grab all of you. Copy that, and we're going to stick that, and we're going to paste that. Pastemark. Great. Put that here, and that was going to be rating. Rating is going to be a number. Rating. Going to be a number. Rating. Rating. All right. All right.
You can in future actually replace this with some rating component in case you come across some component library which has rating system or rating component. You can use it. And here I'll
Pre-unifying
say
it.
button.
Last div becomes button.
Okay, so we'll have a
apologies.
submit button available here. So you have button primary submit. Let's go ahead and verify our forms. Okay, this looks nice. I think
Go back, but hang on. Pause that for a second. Button primary. Type submit. And yeah. Submit.
have button primary submit.
All right,
Let's
great.
go ahead and verify our forms. Okay, this looks nice. I think there's some things which is missing.
Hang on, let's hit that. Yep. All right.
Form input class form control form group.
What's he looking for? Should they all be in one group?
Okay, so I think the spaces are missing. Let me verify.
Just go look at a form, a stock form to reference in the documentation. All right, buddy.
Class form group. Okay, this is correct. Somehow form control.
Try to do it from memory. Look at HTML documentation.
This is strange. Okay, so now we have this form available, but let's see we are still not able to do one thing. What's that? So we need to collect this information and send it to our backend. That is something which is missing. What's that? But let's see.
Hang on. So all right, I'm not happy with that. So let's do this. Hang on, let's go over here. Come on, man. W3. Just give me a basic HTML form. And whatchamacallit. So there we go. Okay. So we got form elements. Fantastic. Okay. Label input. Okay, we got labels. We got inputs type. Blah, 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 blah. All right, hang on. Check boxes. All right, submit label, input type. Now, what do we have here? We've got input F for name. Yeah, for, and then label, or label, input. Form control, form group. Okay. Let's see. Form group, form group. Elements, input form attributes. Let's see here. Input. Oh, we got them at input. Oh, well, that's one thing. We got too many divs. Form group. Form group. Because that's just a class. Form group. I think all of them need to be in the same group. And just, I think the inputs are. Okay, I want to do something here. So get add all the UCATs. Git commit. All right, so all that's groovy. Let's go here. I don't think all of you should be in here like this. Wait, form group. Form group. Let's try this. Oops, come here. Form from form group. That thing. Bootstrap forms. Form control. Okay. Class form control and the input. Okay, so somewhat form. Okay, let's hit this. Okay, input group div. Input group. Input group, not form group. Input group. And then form control. Huh? Is that the deal? Input group. Let's input group. Form group. Input group. Input group. Input group. Huh. Okay, so curious. That's old. Yeah. Well, with forms, and he said, okay, input group, huh? Hit this. That might still be. So, all right, input group. Blah, 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 blah. Not seeing the specific thing I'm hunting for. I think input group. Is that the deal? Input. Was that incorrect? Input group? I wonder. This is a job for multi-cursor, if you remembered it, but you don't. So we're going to do it Trying to do it live. Okay, input group, form group, or input group. Input group. All right. Let's see this. Input group. Input group. Okay. Let's take a look at this and the app. Where's the app? Okay, there we go. That's great. Then go here. Okay. And input group versus form group. This BS input group, and see, I didn't see a form control, right? Input group, form group, wait, form group. Wait, oh, damn, form group, wait, yes, form group, wait, form group, form control, form group. wait. Form control, form group. I just saw you, form control. Oh my God, form control, form group, form group. Here, come here. Really? Okay, form group, form group. Okay, no, form group. Okay, no, that's legit. Form group, input, form control. No, that's right. Form group, form control. Okay, yes. No, that's okay. Wait. So, undo all that goofy stuff that you did. Do all that goofy stuff that you did. Okay, let's go back. Huh. Okay. Well, yeah, okay. All right. Let's just keep pushing. See where he goes. Okay, because that was fun, but what's he missing? I don't know. And maybe the spacing is due to material. Maybe that's a material thing that's happening. I know we're gonna find out. Let's keep going.
Okay, so now we have this form available, but let's see. We are still not able to do one thing. What's that? So we need to collect this information and send it to our backend. That
All
is
right.
something which is missing. How we'll do that? So to achieve that, we need some two-way data binding, which needs to be available. How we do two-way data binding? So Angular forms provide it by default. So in case you want to do two-way data binding, we will discuss about what two-way data binding is. But let's see it in picture, and then we'll do that. So first thing, we need a model. The model which we are talking about is we need a interface which tells us how my room information is going to look like. So to do that,
Hmm.
I'll create
Add component, room add component, okay, all right, so here, on it, all right. Yeah,
create a room which is type of, let's see, room list, I think, is equals to, yeah, this is the so remember ID, room number we have made anyway is optional. So let's add some other things. So I'll say room type. This will be the default values which we are adding right now: amenities and check-in
Hmm.
time, check-out time. Mhm. And then we have photos, uh, we have price, and then we have rating.
Time, due date, so lowercase n, sorry, date, and checkout time, going to be, okay, good grief, also a new date, right, type date, okay, so interface, interface, photos, we got that groovy, okay, price, 0, okay, reading, okay, and all right.
So these are the default values. Whenever we are supposed to enter some values into the form, these will be the default values which will be available. Now we need to connect this model, like this represents our form's fields, right? So now we need to connect this model to our form. So we can pass the information from template to my TS file and vice versa. Even if I change something in my TypeScript file, it should reflect back into my form. So these are the that's what we are supposed to do here. So let's see how we can do that. We have already added forms module into our module. So it unblocks or it gives you some functionality. What is those functionality? It gives you functionality to achieve two-way data binding. How? We have to use something known as ng model. So remember this. So you have to say ng model is equals to room, which is my property, dot your sorry, room, which is my model dot property name. So here we are supposed to get room type, right? So this is done here. Let's add for others. So I'll say room type. This will be amenities. This will be price. This.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, engine. Day. Entities and price. Basically everybody. Good. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so hang on. Oops. Nope. Got that. Make. Paste. Yes, there we go. Photos. Paste. Yep. That's nuts. All right. Let's go. Yeah. That. We will paste that. There we go. Oh, I did. I got both of those? Okay, wait. Undo that. Yeah. Yank that. Yeah. Okay. Enough. Well, just do it live. NG. Well, dot. Check it out. And we do NG model. NG model. Dot. Checkout time. Do we have a rating? Guess we got a rating too. Huh? Got rating. I wish there was a way to just generate a form, right? Like you put in the fields and then it would just. Oh, how come there's no way to generate a form? Angular generate. Wait, Angular form generator? Come on. Form builder. Form builder. I feel like there should be a simple, like, spit it out, forms thing, right? All right, let's see. Yeah. Let's keep pushing. So
This will be photos. This will be check-in time. This will be checkout time. Sorry. And this will be rating. Now we added this. Now what next? How we can verify that two-way data binding is working fine? Let's see that. So what we can do is, as room is my property, which is supposed to update whenever I enter some value here, I can just do something like this: room pipe JSON. Let's see.
Okay. And why are we doing that? So we're checking to see that room exists. We can see the JSON for the room.
Value here, I can just do something like this: room pipe JSON. Let's see. And you can see it has room type, amenities, check-in time, checkout time, photos, price, rating, everything is available. Let's add.
Okay, everything is available, but that doesn't prove that the model is working. Right? That's just everything is available from the component, from this, from the interface. So that means the interface is working, right? But we switch over to, switch over to this. And where are we going? We're going to add room. Right, that means the interface is working, and that then I can wire those up into the form. But what happens when I hit submit? Where does that data go? Right, I mean, is that wired in? I mean, we got that, and we would know that's going to be there because otherwise room.room.type would give us a red error. But what happens on submit?
Let's add something in room type. You can see the value is getting changed. It means now
that's nice. Okay, that's neat. Oh, he just say two-way, right? Room type, ha 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 ha. Okay, yeah, he did say this is two-way data binding. Okay. Yada yada yada. Two-way. So now the two-way is working. Gotcha. Okay. All right, cool.
Now I have the power of two-way data binding available with me. So whenever I make some changes here, it will be reflected back into my TS file. So let's add a valid room type, and then we will add, we will provide a submit button, or we will add the functionality to actually send this data to our backend, which we have already done. So here we have a submit button, right? But how to submit this form? Let's go ahead and do that. We can see ng submit is equals to a function which will actually add this data or send this data to our backend. So I can say this is add room function, which we will implement, which we don't have right now. And let's go ahead and do this.
Into
So
this
add
guy,
room.
and this is going to be our...
Do we need to pass some information to this form? Of course, no, because we already have all the information available as part of this model. Because whatever value we enter is updated into this property. So we can just do something like this. So I can go to room component.ts. We need to get the reference to our service, which is...
No. Why did we navigate to this location?
Where is the constructor? Yep, this one. So I'll say room service. I don't want to... I can just avoid skip self and all those things because we already discussed about it. And then in add room, we can do this dot room service dot.
Now this is a little, okay, so this is not okay. So he's been doing this for like 4 years. So he's moving kind of past some stuff, and it for a super beginner, I think it will come off as kind of hand wavy. Because he's right, he did discuss uh, the other stuff before, but it would be nice to review that and go over that content again so that the beginner can understand what the heck is going on at this spot, right? Like why this and why not that, right? But let's see. This time. Rooms service. Oh, yeah, wait. That was forgetting something. Constructor private, and then like discuss that again. Like why remember or recall the reason we do this because of blah 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 blah. Rooms service. Cool room service. Is that all spent? Is that Let's get out here and now let's put this in here. This dot service. Okay.
Dot add room.
Okay, we are going down here. Okay, that's
Where we can pass this dot room, and we'll subscribe. We'll say this is data, and
why are you giving me business here? So let's service. Nope. Use service. Oh, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Looking for that automatic import. This room service now. No, that's capitalized for me. This because I made that capital. There we go. This start room. All right. That's subscribe. Okay. Subscribe. Blank data.
and we'll say if let's do something like if data dot okay. So right now we are
Okay.
sorry, we are actually giving all the data back, so we can just do something like this. I'll just do console.log.
All right.
Oh, let's do one thing one better. So what we can do is
What are you doing, buddy?
success message, which is type of string, is equals to this, and we can add a div here, and we can add a class.
Hang on, go back. Success message is a string, right? So now we're going back and we're saying, okay, we're going to add success message. I think what else is this part better? Success message string. So now we're going back to the,
and we can add a div here, and we can add a class. Strap.
okay.
Let me see which class we can use. Great, we can use alert here. So you can say alert success.
All right, so we want some, I guess, some other material
Right, and
CSS
then
stuff
we
going
will
on.
set this message. I'll say this dot message success message is equals to, let's see what room added successfully. This is what we need.
All right, so room added. This stuff success equal. Okay, so yeah. This dot success message equals added.
What we needed. And let me just format so everything is visible here. So now we have
Wait, this dot room service dot add room. This room is subscribe data. Wait, why is it bugging out now? It wasn't perfectly fine before. What am I missing? 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 Service add room. This dot room. Subscribe data. This dot success. Oh, message. That no, it's about the wrong error. Why is this? What is the deal with that? Okay. Oh boy. Service does not exist on type. Rooms add component. Room service. Uh-oh. Ah. Spelling there. There we go. Okay, so wait. Add room? Yeah. Aha. Aha. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's go take a look.
add room functionality. We injected the service. We added a success message which will display in case our room is added or not. Let's go ahead and verify. So here I'll say room type is economy.
Uh-oh. Probably success message. Is that still jacked? Success. Oh, the thingbob you. Yeah, there we go. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's go here through the thing. There we go. Cool. All right.
Economy. Amenities is we have Wi-Fi, AC, and price is, let's say, 5,000. Photos provide link. We'll, let's say, leave it right now. And this is 23. Let's make it 10 and 23. Let's provide rating for, let's do submit, and it says rooms added successfully, but why should we trust it, right? So let's go ahead and verify in the console, and let's go to the network tab, and let's add another one, right? Economy, and this is
Add
deluxe room,
post.
and we will say 6,000, and let's click on submit, and rooms is added. You can see you have two extra values available: room type, amenities, and everything.
Oh, okay, wait. You got onto network. Yep, there's that. Name, rooms. Where's your preview? There we go. Yep. Scooby.
And this is it. So what we have done is we just created our first template driven form. We attached or we added the functionality to send the data to the backend. The only thing is the spaces are not working properly, but we will fix those, not an issue. And you can say that rooms added successfully was already there, which doesn't look good. So we will see how we can actually avoid that as well. We should get it once the submit button is enabled, or sorry, once the form is submitted. And also, if you notice, there is no validation. So we can just empty, we can just enter an empty forms. I mean, I can just avoid all values, click on submit, and still we are able to add the room. You can see price is null, rating is null, and there are no amenities. So let's go ahead and add validation next time. Then we will see some more functionality related to our template driven forms. Now let's go ahead and add some validations to this form because we haven't done that, right? And just we can just submit a blank form as of now.
Mhm. Right. Yeah. I feel like that's a good spot to do a little commit. So let's do commit validations. Okay. Wherever it is. All right, groovy. Excuse me. Okay, now let's get back into it. Switch over continue.
To add validation in template-driven forms, we have to use the HTML5 validations. So in case you are not aware of what HTML5 validations are, let me just go back to yeah. So as we said, we will be using HTML5 forms and HTML5 validators. So there are multiple validators which exist. So let's go ahead and see them first. So the first and I think most of the time you will be using this validator, which is known as required. So let's go ahead and see how we can add that. So to add a required validator, you have to just say required. That's it. That's you are done. So you have added a
Oh, yeah,
required
no
validator,
spacing
and
one,
now
right?
this field becomes required. But let's go ahead and verify. Does it look like it is required? Of course, no, because we have to add some extra checks. We'll talk about it. Let's go back to the code. Let's add the fields right now. So we'll say, okay, right now required, this is required, this is also required, this is required, right? So all the form fields are required right now. But we can still go ahead and submit the button. Now let's see how we can actually, we can still go ahead and see the submit button. So let's see how we can actually disable this control until unless we have received all the values and valid values. Let's go back. So to actually get the status of my form, whether this form is valid or not, we need to get an instance of this form. How we can do that, right? I mean, we have talked about classes. To create an instance of a class, we do object equals to new and then whatever class name is, and it will give you instance. But what about this? I mean, this is the form, how you will get the instance. So remember we discussed about something known as a template variable, right? So we said hash and some name and then equals to a hash, some name, and then it gives you the instance of that uh, particular HTML control, right? We discussed it for div. So here also we can actually use this way. So I can say this is rooms form is equals to, you have to say ng form. Remember this ng form, and now you get an instance of this form to yourself. Now how we can verify? So let's remove this and use rooms form here, and let's see what we get.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? What? Wait, what? No. Okay. Let's come here. What the heck? Okay, wait, what? Wait, what? Goes to top level form of instance and binds it to a form to track aggregate form value and validation status. Okay. Forms module, ng form, event emitter. Okay. Template variable is ng form. My template variable, ng form. As soon as you import the forms module, this directory becomes active by default on all form tags. You don't need to add a special selector. You optionally export the directive into a local template variable using ng form as the key. My form, ng form. This is optional but useful. Many properties from the underlying form group instance are duplicated on the directive itself, so a reference to it gives you access to the aggregate value and validity status of the form, as well as user interaction properties like dirty and touched to register child controls. With the form, use ng model with a name attribute. You may use ng model group to create subgroups within the form. If necessary, listen to the directive's submit event to be notified when the user has triggered a form submission. The submit event emits the original form submission event. In template-driven forms, all form tags are automatically tagged as ng form to import forms module, but skip form says form and form tags will create ng form directives. Right. In reactive forms, using ng no form is unnecessary because the form tags are inert. In that case, you refrain from using the form or inert. Listening for form submission. ng form submit on submit f no validate update options. Okay, this is where we're heading. All right, so let's go back to this. Let's switch over so you can see me form on here. Form, and let's get that in here. We're going to say this is going to be the name of our form, and then we're going to say ng form, ng, interesting, ng form. Okay, and for some reason we want to do this. Okay. Yeah.
Let's see what we have here. So console, and we have some errors because this JSON has a lot of properties. So right now, what the property which we need is rooms form. We need errors. Double RS. Yeah, we need errors property. Let's go ahead and see. So it says null. Why so? So we have rooms form.
This the same thing? Yeah, no. Console. Yeah. All right, buddy. See that.
Okay, so the property which we need is valid. So it has two properties. All
Okay. Okay. Valid. All right. You're going to valid.
the forms all HTML forms has all these properties. So it's not like it is available only for Angular. No, it's not. It is available in normal HTML as well. You can actually access these properties via JavaScript in case you want to, if you're writing a normal JavaScript or TypeScript code. So let's talk about all these properties which we are going to see. So valid will tell us whether this form is valid or not. Let's verify. So it says false. So the current form is not valid. So this is how we are going to figure out whether to submit or not, whether we need to enable the submit button or not enable the submit button. So let's talk about few other properties which we are going to use. So here I'll just copy paste right now and then we'll replace. So we are going to talk about something known as pristine. Then we'll talk about something known as dirty, valid, invalid, and we also have something known as value, not values. Let's see what we get here.
Valid, invalid. Pristine. And see that I saw just a moment ago. Looking at the Angular documentation, right? Right. Dirty and pristine. Where are you at? Dirty and pristine. Hang on, I saw dirty on here a minute ago. Dirty, yeah. Dirty. Touched, right. Access added value status as well as user interaction properties like dirty and touched. Dirty and touched. Interesting. Okay. Dirty, touched, status untouched, pristine, errors, enabled, disabled, pending, invalid, valid. There's a lot more apparently. Value. Okay. Let's dive into this.
So we have true, false, false, true, and then this is your form's value, right? Whatever you enter here will be available here. You don't have to necessarily take the value from form.value. You can also get it from your, of course, the model which you have created. So here, let's go ahead and see what these values are. False, true, right? Let's see. So this is pristine, this is dirty, this is valid, and this is invalid. So what are these values? So pristine and dirty are real good use cases. I'll talk about it. Let's talk about valid and invalid, right? So they are like opposite of each other. So if any of your control has some validation error, it means your form is not valid. So valid will be false. As soon as all the form control becomes error free, it means they don't break any validation rule which you have provided. It means they are valid, which will be true, and invalid will become false. So here, if you see currently, it says valid is false and invalid is true, which is true, right? So let's see how we can actually disable this first. Let's handle this use case where how we can disable this particular submit button. Before I go ahead and do that, let me tell you one thing very clear. In case you have some validations, don't just add those validations at your front end. Your back end should also have those same validation. Yep. Because what you are going to do is, end of the day, there will be an API call. And if someone figures out how to make your API calls and without passing the data, if he'll be able to break your system. So make sure that you add validation at both the places, not only at front end. So here you can we can use a property called invalid. Sorry. We'll be using disabled, and we'll say rooms form dot. So we want it to be disabled in case our form is invalid. So let's say, so it should be disabled in case our form is invalid. So let's enter all the values and let's see. And now our form,
Wait. How did you wait?
so it should be
Stop. Go back. We got a little edit foo going on here. Hang on. Rooms form dot disabled.
our form is invalid. So let's say
Oh, invalid. Okay. Dot. Okay, you can't see me doing this, can you? Switch over. Rooms dot disabled if you are invalid. That's what that's trying to say. Okay, cool. All right.
so it should be disabled in case our form is invalid. So let's enter all the values and let's see. And now our form becomes valid, right? You can see this. So if I remove this value, it means my form becomes invalid again. So submit button becomes disabled. So this is how the required validator works. And these are the values.
Nice.
These are the properties which you can access by using this particular form. So pristine, dirty, invalid, valid, and value as well. So now here also let's do check. So I'll say this start ng if.
Wait, I want to go back to see an actual actual thing here. So basic, okay, Wi-Fi, put some stuff in here. Photos, provide link. How would you put in something for photos?
Required validator works, and these are the values. These are the properties which you can access by using this particular form. So pristine, dirty, invalid, valid, and value as well. So now here also let's do check. So I'll say this start ng if is equals to, we can say.
Hang on, we don't want you to get too far ahead of us, but let's go back a little bit because you're changing stuff on the fly. All right,
so this is how the required validator works, and these are the values. These are the properties which you can access by using this particular form. So pristine, dirty, invalid, valid, and value as well. So now here also let's do check. So I'll say this start ng if is equals to, we can say success message is not equals to blank. So and let's see now. So the success bar should be only available after the submit button is clicked, and in case we have some message, otherwise it won't be enabled or it won't be displayed on the page. So now what we have done is we have
okay. All right, so we got that ng if success message is not equal to blank. If success message is not equal to blank. Last list of message if success. I know I could turn area there instead, but okay. It says but yeah, I can do it. Okay, right. Because that's in the okay, cool. All right, so
and let's see now. So the success bar should be only available after the submit button is clicked, and in case we have some message, otherwise it won't be enabled or it won't be displayed on the page. So now what we have done is we have taken care of two cases which we discussed about. Now let's go ahead and add more validators. The next validator which we are going to talk about is we'll see min length and max length. So what is the use cases for min length and max length? So in case, let's say you want amenities, right? So for example, let's say amenities. So you want that amenities should be like minimum 5 characters and maximum 200 characters. So in this case, what we can do is you can use min and max. So let's go ahead and do that. So here we already have required. So I'll say min length is equals to 5, and we'll say max length is let's make it 20 as of now. Let's enter room. Let's enter amenities, but let's not enter 5 characters. And let's enter photos, what you can see, the form is still invalid, right? So, but the problem is here, it actually introduces to us to another issue. We are not able to display the errors based on what the actual error is.
Right.
We should, right now, we should
That's the
display
most
the message
pertinent
saying,
thing.
okay, this particular
Field
value or
has
the amenities
has a
which you are trying to
problem,
enter
right?
is, it should be minimum 5 characters, but it is not. The users will, of course, will be confused what's going on here.
What's going on, right?
We should display the messages. So let's go ahead and see how we can do that. So this message is actually right now, or this error is actually available right now with the control. So here, what we need is the access to control. How we can do that? Yes, let's go ahead and see. So to get the access to this control, we can say hash and whatever property name you want to set it. So let's say this is amenities, right? So I'll say this amenities, or it's a room amenities because it will conflict with another variable. Room amenities is equals to, you have to say ng model. Remember this. And now let's go ahead and see. I'll place another div here, and we'll say amenities dot errors as JSON. Let's go ahead.
Right. Okay. Curious. All right, and then inside of this, we're going to do another div.
We'll say amenities dot errors as JSON. Let's go ahead and see. So it says right now the error is required to, but let's enter something, right? So now you can see it says min length, required length is 5, actual length is 1. If I try to enter more than 20 character, I won't be able to do it because it is supported by the browsers. So it says, okay, maximum length has reached 50 characters, sorry, 20 characters, and we cannot enter more than 20. So it has stopped. And I'm right now I'm still typing, but I'm not able to actually enter the values. And if I go below 5, it will again give me the same error. Let's see how we can display this as a message, right? So here we can use, so here I'll just say first star ng if it has errors, right? You can also do errors dot which type of error we are talking about. So here, let's say if we talk about min length, right? So I'll say, okay, if the errors.
God, that's ugly. I'm not a fan of this. That's ugly. Okay, buddy. Let's see. Let's keep going. Okay, let's see. We're jeez. Yeah, I'm not. That's ugly. NGF. Amenities. Dot errors. Oops. Errors. Min length. What in the frack? Yeah, what are you trying to
So
say
it
there?
says it should be access less this min length and range. It is possibly null. Yeah. So I'm trying to access the, let's say it.
Okay, hang on. Yeah.
I'm saying if it is min length,
That's
error.
ugly.
So what we can do is we can say
please
and
tell
we'll
me, okay, this is a mess. Please tell me Angular has form generators, because who the heck wants to go through this? Should be okay. This should be something that can I should be able to tell Angular, here's the form, whether or not to which field should be to have basic validation on it, and then spit the form out. Like what? Okay, we're on some dare I say React level madness right now. It's like just okay. Let's keep pushing and see where this goes. I really hope that Angular is better together than this, because as far as the form building is concerned, that's all right.
Start
Let's
a
keep
class,
going.
right? So class alert, alert. I think that's
Wait, okay, so we're now opening class alert alert.
what was this?
That was
Success, right?
success.
So it should be alert, if I'm not wrong, danger, and let's say uh
Huh.
amenities should be 5 cars minimum.
Oh, we're not doing that anymore. Okay, we're just giving it the actual.
Should be minimum 5 cars. So this is the information we want to show. Let's go ahead and see. Let's enter one character and you have the message available here. It says it should be 5 characters. And as soon as we go beyond 5 characters, the error is gone. But yeah, so this is
Okay, that's nice.
how you can display the errors on control level.
Rails would give you
So we
that
have this,
stuff
and of course
automatically
you
in the
can
form
also say
generator.
errors of required, and then you can also say, okay, this amenities is required,
Uh,
this room type is required, all on your control level. That is also possible. So we saw min length and max length. What next? What's next? So we have the min and max as well. I'm not sure if it still works, but let's see. So it's a min, which is 1, and max, which is 5. Let's see. This is okay. I'll not do it here. Let's do it for rating, right? I mean, I don't want anyone to rate me less than 1. A lot of services, a lot of business do that, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I won't be able to actually go beyond 5. I'm just still pressing the up key, but I'm not able to go. So let's go ahead and say I'll say 0, and let's enter all the other details. And
okay, go back a bit. Yeah, okay. Rating.
a lot of services, a lot of business do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I won't be able to actually go beyond 5. I'm just still pressing the up key, but I'm not able to go. So let's go ahead and say I'll say 0, and let's enter all the other details and photos. But we are still not able to submit. As soon as we move to 1, because this is the minimum required, we are able to proceed. So we cannot go up beyond 5. I don't want anyone to rate me more than 5, because that's the max.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how you can do with min and max. So we learned about required, min length, max length. Then we talked about min and max. What else? What other validators which we have in HTML5? So we also have a validator
Ah,
for
oh, I
email.
see. What you're saying. Basically,
So
HTML.
email, of course, you can mark any property as email and it will be considered as an email. So let's try. Right now we don't have anything for email, but just for an example, right? So we'll
Yeah.
just make it email. I think email is enough. Let's see. And let's display all the errors. Otherwise, we won't be able to figure out, right? Which kind of error is this? So you can see it says, okay, min length, max length. And then now it says it's there is this particular text, whatever you have entered, it's not an email. So if I go ahead and say @ now we have actually a valid email. That's as per the HTML5 validator. This is an actual valid HTML, valid email. So this is email. And what other? So there is also something known as format. So format takes regex. So you can actually use
Hmm.
Okay. Sorry, it's not. The next validator which
Hmm.
we're going to talk about, it's known as pattern. So pattern is something where you can provide a regular expression. For example, I don't know what this regex is, thanks to our
Yeah.
GitHub
Okay.
Copilot, which gave me this regex for some reason. So let's
Yes, the beginning of the destruction of knowledge, thanks to GitHub Copilot. Yes. I can already see the edges fraying. Mm-hmm. Regex will probably be one of the first big victims. Oh, can you imagine the wave of new students coming through the programs, all of the programs all around the world, teaching them how to use the tool but not think with their brains. And of course, it's not going to come off like that. It's going to come off as, hey, here's the thing that's helping you. It's going to get you past that hump. And they're all going to get it, all going to use it and forget how to think through the problems, how to look things up, because the magical robot has all the answers. Meanwhile, there's a man behind the scenes pulling the strings of that particular robot, steering human society thusly. Ah, boy. Boy, boy, boy. Next 20 years is going to be really interesting. Heck, the next 5. All right, let's keep going.
So let's see what this pattern is. So here I can just provide this pattern, a regular expression, and my text, whatever I enter, will be actually validated against this pattern. So this is regular expression. Let's see. So it says, okay, required pattern is this. I'm not sure what required pattern is. It starts from A to Z and then there are number. So 1, 2, 3. Then there is
No, I'm not
plus
going to code
at
along
the
this
rate.
part.
Okay, and I still don't understand what this pattern is. Probably we can search for this regular expression and see. But yeah, you can provide any regular expression as a pattern and this will be validated. So we learned about required, min length, max length, min max. We talked about email, we talked about pattern. So these are different validators which we can use while working with template driven while working with template driven forms. And all these are built-in validators. You don't have to do anything extra to use them. So this this is it from the required validator part. What we covered is we also saw how we can validate your entire form, how we can validate your specific control, and how we can actually show errors based on specific controls as well. So that's it. In this video, we are going to talk about few things. Uh, we talked about valid, invalid, but we didn't test pristine and dirty. So let's talk about these two states because they are really important to understand. And to show you an example, let me just open the uh, sorry. Yeah, let me just open the view, and you can see here right now this required true error is already there, right? So one second, let's go back to our code base and this errors. So if I do something like this, div star ng if errors dot required, and here let's say uh, please provide the amenities, and let's see the output. So you can see this error message is available here. Of course, I mean, we have not provided the class, but yeah, this error message is available here. But as a user, I haven't actually touched the control or I haven't entered anything. So using Pristine, you can actually avoid something like this. So you can do here. Remember, this property is available on form as well as control. So I'm going to use it on the control. So I can say if dot pristine. So let's say dirty and this two. So I'm combining these two properties. But let's see what we are going to achieve using this, right? So you can see I don't have the error when the view was available at the first time. So I'm providing the ability to enter some text before I go ahead and show the error. So in case I remove it, I delete the entire thing, I will get this error, which is really valid, right? I mean, as I have entered something and then I removed it, I should show this particular error message. So how does pristine and dirty helps? So let me talk about these two properties. So pristine always means fresh state to your form control. It means no one has actually touched your form. So let me just refresh this page. And you can see the pristine value is true. Why I'm saying this is a pristine? Because of course we have actually logged pristine first. So pristine is fresh state. As soon as I interact with any control inside this form, let's do that, it becomes false. And it will be false. Remember, valid invalid can change the state. I mean, a form which was valid can become invalid in case I remove some values or delete some values from some control. But a form which becomes pristine to dirty will never come back until unless you reset it. The thing is, we are about to go ahead and see how we can reset our form. That's why we are talking about dirty and pristine.
Gotcha.
So
As soon
remember,
as you said
pristine means
reset,
fresh
okay.
state. I have, as a user, no one has actually touched anything. No one has entered anything inside the controls provided. Once you do interact with it, it becomes dirty. So these states are actually really important in case you want to understand or you want to see if user has interacted with your form or not. You may actually have, let's say, form where you want to collect some feedback, but you really want feedback. So sometime you may get an requirement that, okay, users should not be able to move out from this form until unless they provide some feedback. So how you can do that? So based on this state, so if it's pristine or dirty, so let's say user entered something and then he decided to move out, you can just restrict him. Okay, you have some unsaved changes, or let's say it is a really important form, right? You have stepper control. For example, in case you are from India, you might have filed your taxes. So at each and every steps, it asks you to save the data. What in case you don't save the data? So it will give you some alert, right? So something like that can be implemented using this form control values. So pristine or dirty. Now, as we understand pristine and dirty, now let's move back. Let's go ahead and talk about how to reset the form, right?
Ah,
If you see this right now, we have, let's say, economy, Wi-Fi, AC, and let's say this is 5,000, this is anything. And you might be wondering why this is not date time, because the date time control is actually broken on, I think this is Chromium browser. So I'll replace this with material date picker. We will do that. We'll do that together. So just wait. Right now it's the default date, right? And then we can do, I have to remove one thing. Remember we added email, sorry, we added pattern. Yeah. Let's remove the pattern so we can actually go ahead and save the data. So we say, okay, this is economy. I think I have Wi-Fi and then AC, and let's say this is 5K. This is random data, and let's say this is 3 star. Let's say, so room added successfully. Now this room got added, but what about the data? The data is still there. Don't you think this is wrong? Yes, it is wrong. I mean, we should reset the form. So I can, as a user, I can enter new data, right? It may be possible if we still show this data, the user may actually just duplicate the data by wondering, okay, why this still data is still available here. So let's see how we can reset the state of this form. So to do that, we can say here,
Come on, where you at?
let's go
Where
back.
you going?
So I want to reset the state after the operation is completed, right? So I can do something like this here. So I can, let's
So after the form
this move.
handler, reset the form.
And then we can get the access to this form control. How we can do that? So we can actually pass this rooms form as a variable here. And now here we will get this rooms form, which will be type of ng form. And let's see if I am accessing the current, yeah, control container. Yep. So after this, I can say rooms form dot reset. So let's see how it behaves, and let's save both. So I'll say this is deluxe.
Let me come back through here and do a tighter version of this.
Amenities, Wi-Fi, TV, AC, and then this is 6K, some random data, 4-star, and save. Now you can see your room is added successfully, and now your entire data is actually resetted, right? So now we have a fresh state. You can see also the most important thing to understand here is once you reset your form, you set your form state back to the pristine. That's why it became true. Otherwise, it will never become true. So this is how you can actually reset the state of form as well. And there are a few more methods. So you can also do reset form, and here you can actually pass the default data. So I can just do uh, here, I can just copy this and I can say, okay, once you reset the form, just go ahead and treat this as default data. So let's see. I'll say this is deluxe, or you can say this is double room, amenities, Wi-Fi, AC, 2 beds, and let's say this is 5500, and let's say this is 4-star, right? Submit, and now you have a reset state as well, of course, because you can see pristine became true, and you have this default data which you provided. So these are two methods which we can use to reset your forms using template driven form. So remember how we do this. So we are passing this ng form as a reference to our TypeScript file, and then we are saying, okay, this form is actually type of ng form, because remember this ng form is like extended, or you can say it's a top level form group which will be available, so under which all the control will be available. And then after you have added successfully, you can just go ahead and call the reset form, and your state is resetted now. So this is how you can actually handle the states and how you can reset your form. So next thing which we are going to talk about is,
Okay, not gonna do that one right now. I'm gonna wait for that one tomorrow. But interesting. Button reset. So let's do this. I'm going to split you in half. I want to see you at the same time as this one. And we're gonna close that. There we go. All right, add room. Right. And then reset, right? So hang on, I'm gonna go back.
this is
Go
which is ng TypeScript file. Reset, you have this reset, this is bad. Treat this, I can just copy this data. So I can just do, and there are a few more methods.
Hang on. This here, out of the way. Oh, I so hate this thing in the way, right? Just added. Going to do that. Then we're gonna do rooms form dot reset. Okay. Now, rooms form is something you had to, you know, no,
methods.
Gotcha.
This is how you can refresh state of
We gotta
amenities.
get
You
rooms
can
form
say
first.
rooms form. Yep. So if I am, it will be type of.
All right. Add room. Oh, wait, we had to feed that in there. Why didn't I see that before? Okay. Form. There we go. NG. Form. All right.
Type of ng form. And
Uh-huh.
let's see if I am accessing the current. Yeah,
And
control
that,
container. Yep. So after this, I can say rooms form dot reset. So let's see how it behaves, and let's save both.
go back
And
right there. The form itself. Get into the form itself. Okay, add room. And we need to pass rooms form into it so that we can reset the form. This is gnarly. Huh. Pass rooms form. ng submit add room. Pass the form into the form value into. Pass the event into the form, right? Yeah. Rooms form. Event. So this is event. Yeah. Form handler. That's event. Send message, reset form. Okay.
let's save both. So I'll say this is deluxe. Amenities Wi-Fi, TV, AC, and then this is 6K, some random data, 4-star, and save. Now you can see your room is added successfully, and now your entire data is actually resetted, right? So now we have a fresh state. You can see also the most important thing to understand here is once you reset your form, you set your form state back to the pristine. That's why it became true. Otherwise, it will never become true. So this is how you can actually reset the state of form as well. And there are a few more methods. So you can also do reset form, and here you can actually pass the default data. So I can just do here. I can just copy this and I can say, okay, once you reset the form, just go ahead and treat this as default data. So let's see. I'll say this is deluxe, or you can say this is double room, amenities, Wi-Fi, AC, 2 beds, and let's say this is 5500, and let's say this is 4-star, right? Submit, and now you have a reset state as well, of course, because you can see pristine became true, and you have this default data which you provided. So these are two methods which we can use to reset your forms using template driven forms. So remember how we do this. So we are passing this ng form as a reference to our TypeScript file, and then we are saying, okay, this form is actually type of ng form, because remember this ng form is like extended, or you can say it's a top level form group which will be available, so under which all the control will be available. And then after you have added successfully, you can just go ahead and call the reset form, and your state is resetted now. So this is this is how you can actually handle the states and how you can reset your form. So next thing which.
All right. And that's where we're going to stop, Kit Kats. Next up, we'll get into custom directives with forms. Yeah, this one's going to be a long one. That one is 30 minutes. If we code along with it, it'll be about 40 minutes. And I am tired. It is very late to where I am, very early, depending on which way you want to see it. And I need to go sleep. So that is going to be it for today, tonight, this morning, whatever. Until next time, we'll pick up again with custom directive with forms. And I think there's also custom validation in here too. So until next time, thanks for stopping by and watching me code along with this inside this epic review of Angular. And yeah, this is kind of fun. Now I'm going to go catch some Z's.